Very good evening, everyone. I hope you're all keeping well today. So, in today's YouTube video, I'd love to share with you for the next few moments a topic that's pretty close to my heart, and it's called discipline. It's something that I struggled at for a very long period of time, but over time, I've slowly but surely started to get to grips with it, and it's taken a lot of effort. It's taken a lot of consistency. One book that I've been studying over the last week, which I stumbled on through a podcast, was a book by Daniel Walter called The Power of Discipline. It's a yellow and black cover book. It's a book I'd strongly suggest that if you get a chance to read it, or if you struggle with discipline, it's one that's worth reading, and you also can get it in audiobooks. I love listening to the audiobooks throughout the day, especially if I'm driving from point A to point B. But what I discovered through a lot of these things is that it's the habits that we are creating each and every day that are really creating the person that we truly want to become. So for somebody who, is in business or entrepreneurship, we have to ask ourselves, what are the daily habits that we're doing every single day? And I find personally for me, it's the morning time is the one that really helps me to win that particular day. And I've only learned these from, mentorship, and from taking the time to study, and from just learning from other people who I've seen who have had great success in their lives in the different areas of lives that I wanted that success in. And I was prepared to ask them, reach out to them, and find out exactly what was it that ticked the box that brought them really to the next level. And it was probably trying to emulate what they were doing, but in my own style. One thing that I found out, and I have just a few pointers here in front of me, was that the habits are so important, especially in the morning time. So a lot of people will, use gratitude, visualization, affirmations, to start off their day. But for me, when I get up at 5:30 a.m., it's 20 minutes of scripture. It's scripture for me. It's just important to me. It really helps me align with the day. It helps me to create that connection with God that I truly have. But after scripture, it's taking the time then to write out my goal and my scripts. That normally takes about 20 minutes. And it's a habit that I've created each and every day, because writing out exactly the way I want my life to be is really, really important. And I'd heard it from a particular mentor before, that by writing it out every day, you're burning it into your subconscious. But I've also recorded what I've written out. It's about a 2 or 3 minute recording. And I listen to this 3 or 4 times throughout the day. As I said, it only takes 2 or 3 minutes, and we all have those 2 or 3 minutes throughout the day to be able to do those things. I take the time to journal, but I also take the time to write out, we'd say, 5 to 10 points that I'm incredibly grateful for. And like so many other people, I use affirmations as well. So I find that really sets me up for the day. Something that I've been very, very lazy on was taking the time to exercise and to change my diet around. I only done that again in the last 2 weeks, and I'm finding that, that 20-25 minutes in the morning time, just to take the time to loosen up the body, to get the heart rate up, has been a massive benefit like that. And as I said, this is something that I've been trying to, I suppose, really to become a better version of myself, and to try and do the very best that I can. But it's building up those daily habits that I can help benefit not just alone myself, but my family, my business, as I'm starting to grow. So this really sets up the day. But I think intention is very, very important, and it's very important that we plan to be precise in what we're doing. We can get distracted by, and I've said it before, by our phones, by our friends, by different things. Just distractions are a part of life. So having your day planned out with precision is really, really important. And just on one of the notes that I've written down here, that, what are the outcomes that you really want to have in your day? Are you taking the time maybe to block out particular time periods to do particular things? For you in your business, it might be some research that you have to do, but your time may be short to do that research. So you might be able to take a 20-minute block to study a particular, maybe a product or a client or whatever it might be. But on that particular 20 minutes, it's important that you're completely focused, and that you don't have those distractions, maybe from staff or from the phone ringing or from beeping going off on the internet, whatever it might be. We're trying to remove those distractions so that we can get that focused time. Because what's the line to say? Is it 1 hour? One focused hour is worth 10 scattered hours. It's something like that. But it's important to try and get that focus. But we also have to ask, as our day goes on, what are our income producing activities? The saying that 80% of your results comes from 20% of your actions. It took me an awful long time to get used to that particular phrase, because I was doing a lot of things that I thought were income producing activities, but they weren't. They were really a complete and utter waste of time. And I was ticking boxes thinking I had everything done, but I wasn't really doing it. And you have to ask yourself, there's a great guy, great gentleman from Florida. He's a mentor by the name of Myron Golden, and he'll often say that, are you moving the needle forward in your activities throughout the day? And I just really was impacted by that one line that I'd heard him use, and he's a great YouTube channel as well, so it's worth listening to him, it's worth watching what he has to do. But what are you doing to move your needle forward? Are you focused on, if it's sales that you're in, are you focused on those particular sales? Are you focused on your marketing content? Are you focused on nurturing the clients that you have? And you mightn't be the one that might be in the marketing department within your business, but whoever is in that marketing department, are they completely focused on what they're doing? You might be the one that's focused on the sales or on some other part of the business. And that's really, really important. One line that I learned before was that success also leaves clues for each and every one of us. And that's why I love listening to people that are more successful than I am in my business, or that, are so generous to give their time and give this information out like that. So, like, success leaves clues. Are you taking the time to be mentored? Are you taking the time to sharpen maybe your number one business skill? What is your number one business skill? It might be, is it sales? Is it marketing? Is it personal relationships that you've built with your clients? Is it the after sales service that you specialize in like that, so that it can really, and that's one area that's massive within a business, is after sales. Providing a phenomenal after sales service is really, really great. And a company that I'd be very familiar with are Thomann. They're a music company from Germany, provide a lot of different products, musical instrument products like that. But their after sales service, I find, is one of the best. But no wonder now they're one of the biggest global leaders in music technology and in music distribution of different instruments, because the after sales is really, really powerful. They've really honed that up. But as I say, when you grow, your business also grows. So what are you doing to grow each and every day? For the likes of myself, it's to try and share a video like this. It's to try and give out content. It's to try and help people get different ideas. And sometimes producing these videos, they might meet to the best of standard, or I mightn't have all this fancy technology, but I'm just going out and saying, I'm going doing it. I'm turning up every day to the best of my ability, because I want people to get value. I want people to get the content. And this is the skill set that I'm trying to develop at the moment. But you probably have a different skill set in your business that helps you push forward in your business. So what is the one thing that you're doing that's helping you move forward? And then as that day goes by, we now go into the evening time. Are you in a position that you're able to maybe put your phone on silent? Are you in a position where you can turn your phone off? Are you in a position where you can take time to rest, to relax the body, relax the mind? One of the greatest ways, I think, to relax the mind is just to read a book. Again, I find with the television, and look, there's no point saying I don't like television, because I do, but what I find is that the television is stopping me from probably going towards my goal, because again, I get distracted. So I'm trying to be disciplined in not looking at as much television as I used to, because I'm looking at somebody else living their dreams, where it's robbing me from the time of having my dreams. So it's important as well, as we hit the evening time, are we reflecting on what we did throughout the day? Could we have done things better? Could we have upped our standard? Could we have been 1% better throughout each and every day? And how can we, plan for better tomorrow? And it's important that we plan for tomorrow. It's important that we look at it and say to ourselves, is there a particular number of clients that we're going to reach tomorrow? What are my income producing activities tomorrow? Am I going to take that time to block out for a study or whatever it might be? So look, these are just simple things that I have learned from, other mentors, and from people that have had more success in their business, are more quickly in their business than what I would have had. And I just love the fact that I'm learning from them each and every day. But I think the one thing in all of this is that we have to be consistent. Consistency is really, really important. So if you're new to a business, or you're new to entrepreneurship, please do your very best to be disciplined. Do the very, very best to be consistent, because consistency beats everything all day long with that discipline. Again, this is something I'm trying to learn each and every day, and to become better as a human being, as a business person, and as a mentor. I hope this has been some help to you. If you need some more information, or if it can help you in any way, please leave a comment below. So all I can say is good night, God bless, and thanks for watching.